Valerie's eyes blink slowly open one at a time. She whispers, "Hey, baby," in a low, scratchy voice, awakening from a light coma. Pushing the button to roll down the rear window, she invites the wind by name to cleanse the stale air in the caddy and asks the sun to kindly rejuvenate all of our lost souls. When Fookie starts bitching about a butt-ugly Mustang that's riding his ass, she rolls her eyes and slips her head into my lap, allowing her feet to dangle carelessly from the open window. Studying her sharp native features, she watches me as I run my finger across the line of her cheek, down her neck, and along the cashmere of her pearl-white scarf. "Hang on just a little bit longer, baby," I whisper. "We're almost there." "Schultz, don't you have any Charlie Daniels back here?" Fookie demands, flipping aggressively through my CD case that's resting on Blair's lap. Driving east down Highway 70 towards Riverport Amphitheater, Fookie is trying to sell us on an idea that we've already accepted. He pontificates reflectively, convinced this is how intelligent people talk, of the legendary Guns N' Roses riot of '91, where in the prime of his life, Axl Rose jumped into the crowd and beat a fan with his microphone for taking pictures. Such an amateur move. Reaching up to touch the silver Star of David dangling from the hip necklace she wove for me, Val asks where I got the new skull ring. I tell her I slayed a dragon, and she casually tells me they go well together. I ask her if she's not too hot, wearing a long-sleeve Cardinal shirt, but she pulls away defensively, gripping the sleeves in the palm of her hands and crossing her arms. After an awkward silence, she forces a smile and reaches up to kiss me on the mouth, whispering in my ear, "I love kissing you. It's as natural as a forest fire." Valerie's buzz is peaking, unleashing the side of her that is savagely passionate, and it's catapulting me absolutely over the moon. I barely notice Fookie bitching about my CD collection, and it's Val who comes to my rescue. She tells him to leave me alone, in a way I wish made me sound less pathetic. "He just likes them, that's all. Alfie's old school. He likes that you can hold them in your hand. They're real, like my boobs." I tell him again, without apologizing, that I still don't have any Chuck D, but assure him that there's bound to be some David Allan Coe in there somewhere. When he adjusts the rearview mirror to show me the depth of disappointment in his sunken eyes, I grip the silver lion skull ring and twist it around my pinky and ask him sincerely, "Dude, if David Allan Coe isn't good enough, I can't imagine what is." Rubbing the ring for inspiration, I try reasoning with him, arguing we're about to listen to Charlie Daniels' greatest hits for like 2 straight hours, and, dude, we're not going to a fucking Civil War reenactment. It's a fucking Charlie Daniels cover band. But the Fleischmann's Royal Vodka on the rocks I woke up to this morning has left me unsettled and in no condition to defend myself. Always painfully aware of when to hold 'em and when to fold 'em, Fook jerks the mirror over to Valerie, flashes that $7 smile and asks her, "Hey Val, how you doing back there? Hey, what do you gals think about all the hype around these guys lately? Pretty cool, huh?" "Yeah, I guess that makes us your groupies," Blair dryly says from the front seat while Val laughs. Tearing the tip of a Newport off and tossing it out the window before lighting it, she looks up at me from my lap with fluttering puppy dog eyes and begs, "Alfie, will you sign my tits?" I laugh until I catch Fookie perving in the mirror, and when I look down, she has her dark breasts pushed together seductively, holding her strong gaze into my eyes. Fookie sniffs around curiously like a dog and then asks her, "Hey, when did you start smoking menthols?" Though I'm keeping my body language neutral, a part of me was wondering the same thing. When she answers dismissively, saying she must have just picked up whatever was laying around, Fookie and I exchange a skeptical glance via the rearview mirror. Coming to her rescue, Blair pulls down her giant Gucci sunglasses and questions why he asked. A master in the art of redirection, Fook laughs a hearty, bellowing roar and says, "I don't know, you're just so cool and mysterious. It's like when you rip the end off your cigarettes. Is that something you've always done, or is that some kind of Eskimo thing?" Accepting his flattery, she lets her guard down to give an honest yet equally vague response. I don't know. I just don't like the first part, she answers casually. Then suddenly remembering something, she blows out an unremarkable drag and says, "Oh, I knew I was mad at you. You missed my birthday last week, you dick." Apologizing empathetically to her in his annoying chick voice, he wishes her a happy late birthday anyway and calls her darling. Smiling a crooked grin from the rearview mirror, he asks how it feels to finally be legal. She starts by softly admitting that she doesn't know, and as a faraway gaze washes over her, she straightens her thin, snow-white scarf. There's a pause while Fooky skips past long-haired redneck. Then Valerie says to no one in particular, twirling her untamed black hair under her white bandana, "It's just another day. I guess I do feel younger then." She bites at her fingernail, waiting for the right words to come. "You know, than I thought I would by now." He laughs a reserved laugh, as if he regrets asking. "Well, you're only 20. She whispers something inaudibly. Then, sinking back into the plush back seat of the lack, she looks up at me and says, "It breaks my heart that it can't always be like this." Then, blinking her eyes slowly shut, tells me, "It's like none of this is real." I sit back and watch her like a child as her eyes flutter back in her head, then meekly stroke the cashmere scarf pulled tightly around her neck. "This will last," I whisper to her eyelids. "It's got to." Fooky tries to say something profound to Blair while slipping his red right hand under her pastel sundress, but she's not really buying it. Brushing him off, she managed to work in a veiled compliment about his red tracksuit and matching Kangol hat that sums up what we were all thinking. Even with her cute sundress and giant rack, Blair has an unfortunate way of coming off like one of the boys. Ironically, the only people who can't wrap their minds around a Blair and Fooky hookup are Blair and Fooky. Gonzo would obviously spend the rest of his life crying about it, but they would not be tears of disbelief. Pulling into the gravel parking lot feels like marching into the Battle of Bull Run. Fook takes one look around the rolling waves of Americana, and when we find Dickie and the others, he says, "Jesus Christ, it looks like a fucking meth lab exploded." Drinking natural light from the keg in the trunk of Armante's emerald green 73 Impala, he and Barnes's eyes are drunkenly sketched in with X's, and their legs are nothing but wavy lines. Looking around the vast, dusty parking lot like he just stepped into the boar's nest, Armante's eyes narrow, as if to say, "Oh, my mama, I always knew this is what white folks do when there ain't no brothers around." Barnes isn't wrong when he argues that playing every instrument on stage did not make Charlie Daniels the virtuoso he thought it did, but Armante considers this evidence of his genius. Barney broke out his best wife-beater for this gig and is working through the stages of a crippling depression spawned by the lack of soul sisters here. When Armante points to a set of thick thighs squeezed into a pair of Daisy Dukes, he says, "There you go, playa. That bitch looked just like Nicki Minaj. Cheer up." Then, when Armante freely admits the obvious, that he'd fuck with a Southern belle in a cowboy hat and a pair of boots any day, on my mama, Barnes looks at him with dreadfully sarcastic eyes that scream, "You don't fucking say." Then drops trow to piss on a rusted-out old Ford, littered with Rebel bumper stickers, and says, "Whatever, dude. I fucking hate cover bands."